you are thinking about buying a home in Nevada County, California, and by Nevada County, I mean Nevada City, Grass Valley, and Penn Valley, you probably want to know what's bad about it before you do buy a home here, or just even to help you decide if you want to move here. So in this video, I'm going to go over the cons of Nevada County, California, and provide some solutions where possible. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything about Nevada County, California, even the bad things, subscribe. And my name is Cheyenne, and whether you're moving in 3 weeks or 3 months, my partner and I would love to help you. All of our contact info is below, and I'm not going to go in any particular order here, but let's just start with the worst ones first. Con number 1 is fires and fire insurance. So let's dive into this. This is probably the number 1 con of Nevada County, although it's probably the number 1 con in lots of places in California and also all over the world. So obviously it's different every summer and we never know how it's gonna be each year, but even if there's no fires right around here, if there's a fire several hours away or even far enough that it's not a threat to us, we can still experience the smoke from those fires. So that's kind of a con also, because sometimes there have been some summers where for a few weeks the air was really poor quality and really smoky. Now that's not every summer, but I'm just trying to give you the worst case scenario. So let's talk about fire insurance. Fire insurance is expensive here. I'm sure in other areas where there's fires, which is a lot of areas, as I said, the same is true there, but we're just talking about here. So yes, fire insurance can be hard to get. It can be expensive. And if no one will cover you, which can happen, that means you are stuck with the California Fair Plan. And let's just be honest, the California Fair Plan is not all that fair. They know that no one else will cover you, and so their prices are very high because they can. And I don't like it. I have the California Fair Plan. It just is what it is. I love living here. I just really love this county and I'm happy here. And so I just pay it and I just accept it. But that's why I'm doing this cons list, so that if you do decide to move here, you can know what you're getting into and just accept it and be okay with it. Or maybe it's not the place for you if you're not okay with it. So let's talk about solutions. We can't control whether there's a fire or not, but we can control the surroundings around our home. And so you're gonna wanna do weed eating and use a lawnmower and just really keep the grass down around your home as far out as possible, keeping your trees limbed up. Also, you could have a lawn. Having green grass all around your house is gonna be very helpful. Now, you could have like a true lawn put in, or you can just put those automatic sprinklers out. A lot of people do this where they just keep the sprinklers going around the house, and then you have to keep using the lawnmower if you have the grass growing because you're keeping it green. So instead of doing the weed eating and letting the grass dry out and keep it real short and dry, which is one solution, you could also keep it green and just keep mowing it all summer. And that's not a lawn per se. It's just the natural grass that's growing around your house. That's another good solution as well. Now, if you live really close to a downtown area, it's less of a fire risk just because you don't have all this land around you, and it's less maintenance not having such a big yard. But it just depends what lifestyle you're looking for. I live out on 10 acres and I'm totally okay with the work that I have to do in the spring, but it is quite a bit of work. To me, it's worth it because I love being on land, but some people love to live close to town, and so it just depends what lifestyle you're looking for. As far as fire insurance, the cost of it being less downtown than it would be out on acreage, that generally speaking, it's probably gonna be true that it's gonna cost a little bit less if you live in the downtown area, but it really depends on the neighborhood you're in. It depends on how big the house is. There's so many factors that you really just need to talk to a fire insurance person and get some quotes, and also get a quote from the California Fair Plan. And so that's my suggestion around the fires. So as I said, let's get the worst ones over with. So con number 2 is some of the wildlife that we have here. Now, one of the benefits of living here is how beautiful it is. We are in the Sierra Nevada Foothills, and there's just nature all around us. And so with that, there's animals. And so some of the animals that are gonna be a con are rattlesnakes, mountain lion, possibly bear. You're probably not going to run into any of these animals, but it could happen. So I don't think this really stops anyone from moving here, but it is something you really want to be aware of. So some of the things you're going to want to do are bungee cord your garbage can, bring your pets in at night. If you have chickens and a chicken coop, you're going to really want to have a good, secure chicken coop. And that's a whole nother video, probably not for my channel, but if you're going to have chickens, you definitely need a secure chicken coop. So let's talk about rattlesnakes, because this is definitely something to be aware of, especially if you're out hiking, which is something a lot of us do here, or if you live out on land. So as I said, I do live out on 10 acres, and there have been some summers that I have seen rattlesnakes, and there have been many summers that I have not. However, I always assume that they are here somewhere, even if I don't see them, so I act accordingly. So I always wear boots when I'm out walking on land or hiking. I always look at the ground when I'm walking around. I don't look up at the sky and the clouds while I'm walking around. Not because I'm freaked out, but just because I want to be careful and it's the smart thing to do. I also weed eat all around my house. So I'm already doing that because of the fires. So it's kind of taking care of two things at once, but I will not walk, and I do not suggest that you do it either. Do not walk in tall grass. So don't walk where there's a bunch of brush or a bunch of sticks, because snakes can hide. So if I need to walk from point A to point B on my property and it's an area that I have not weed eated, I will take my weed eater and just weed eat a path to where I need to go. So I'm not freaked out about snakes, but I am careful. So there was an article that came out last summer, 2022, that said that there's about 6 to 12 rattlesnake bites that come into the ER every summer, or that's from May to October, because the rattlesnakes hibernate in the winter. So there was some interesting statistics in this article. It said that the majority of the bites were male, 75% were on the upper extremities, and 50% included alcohol. Snakes do prefer to be left alone. So as I said, watch where you're walking, wear tall boots, avoid tall grass and brush, check rocks and tree stumps before you sit down on them. Perhaps don't hike by yourself. You could bring a cell phone with you, although there's probably not a lot of cell service if you're out hiking on a faraway trail. And even a dead rattler snake can inject venom shortly after it dies, so just don't ever touch a rattlesnake, even if you think it's dead. And one other thing is that if you are at the Yuba River, and the Yuba River is one of the pros of living in Nevada County, if you're at the river, do not pick up a stick out of the water, because rattlesnakes can swim. And so now I've probably completely freaked you out and talked you out of not moving here. But all that to say that the rattlesnakes actually, I don't think they stop people from moving here, and they certainly don't stop people from going in the Yuba River, because the Yuba River is quite full all summer, because it is such an absolutely stunning place to be. And you just need to be conscious and aware of your surroundings and the fact that we live in the Sierra Nevada Foothills and we have amazing wildlife here. And most of it is beautiful and is a pro, and we love it, but there's these few animals that you just want to be aware of and know about before you move here. Con number 3, and now all of these cons from here on out are going to not seem like such a big deal compared to fires and rattlesnakes, but number 3 is that we do not have a lot of nightlife here in Nevada County. So if you love to listen to music and go to restaurants at 11 o'clock at night, this is probably not the place for you. We do have some bars, and of course those stay open later. We do have amazing live music, incredible restaurants, and lots of events happening all year long here in Nevada County. But most of these music and events and restaurants are really closed by 10 o'clock. In fact, a lot of restaurants probably close at 9 o'clock. Maybe some of the music events might go till 10 or 11, but we're not a sleepy town because we have lots of stuff going on here. But I guess we do like to go to sleep early so we can get up and weed eat our yards in the morning. Con number 4 is that we don't have the ocean right here. Bodega Bay and Stinson Beach are a little over 3 hours away, so it's not quite that far, but but it is far enough that you're probably not gonna go to the beach all that often if you live here. So what we have is the Yuba River, which, as I said, is absolutely stunning and amazing and beautiful. The rocks at the Yuba River are majestic, and it really is a sight to behold. And we really treasure our Yuba River here and appreciate it so, so much. I fell in love with the Yuba River here when I first came here before I moved here, and I know you will too. But if you love the ocean and you just need to be at the ocean every week, this probably is not the town for you. One little side note, you may have heard me say this in other videos because I usually say this when I mention the Yuba River, and that is that sometimes when people from out of town come to spend the day here and go to the river, they bring their boom boxes and leave their litter, and we really do not like that. And so thank you in advance for respecting our river and cherishing our river and keeping it clean and peaceful. And yeah, I just wanted to say that in advance. Thank you. Con number 5 is that it's not always easy to find very skilled and available handyman to do work around the house or your land. So if you need a small project done like a fencing repair, or a bigger project like a whole fence being built, or something in your kitchen being fixed or remodeled, those kinds of things, we do have skilled people here. There's just not as many as you would find in, say, the Bay Area, where there's probably tons of skilled handymen and contracting companies. So we have them here. They just are usually very busy, the good ones. And so you just need to know that you might have to wait a little bit longer than you would like. And I would say get 3 bids for every job and ask all of those 3 people the same questions and see how they answer them. And just do your due diligence and know that you might have to wait a little bit longer than you would like to get that project complete. Con number 6 is that you have to drive quite a ways to get to big malls, big box stores, Costco. The closest Costco is in Roseville. That's over an hour away. So if you like to go to the mall every weekend, or you like to go to Costco once a week, this might not be the best location for you. We don't really have those big box stores and malls here in Nevada County. We have lots of shopping here. We have a little JCPenney, we have lots of boutique shopping, we have hardware stores, we have everything that you're gonna need. But part of the charm of Nevada County is that we don't have those bigger box stores. We did just get a Target, and that was kind of like a big exciting thing for everyone, but that's about the biggest thing that we have. And so it's one of the things that I love about Nevada County is that it's just charming and small, and we don't have those bigger stores. So I have done lots of videos on the pros and cons of Nevada County, and if you decide you do want to move here, I look forward to hearing from you, and until then, I'll see you on the next video.